So this afternoon, we've got Norm from SellerToolKit to go over the dashboard. Yesterday, we went through the whole features of STK and an overview of them. This is a deep dive. So if you're a big picture person and you just want to see your ROI, you want to see how much stock you've got in, how much you made last week or today, this is a screen very much for you. So I'm just going to do a deep dive on this and pass it over to Norm. Hi, Norm.
Hello. Hi, Emily. Thanks. Just want to take you through what each of these widgets actually show you. It's all pretty much self-explanatory, but we do get a few questions about what do some of these figures actually mean. So I'll just go through those. What I also want to show you there, you've got a couple of buttons over here. So you've got your notifications, which we'll touch on later. You've got your help, which gives you your help videos, and a count icon for your settings and logging out, and this icon here, which is a full screen or get out of full screen, which is the same as your F11 key. So that will show you that. So I'm just in a normal browser with the browser address there. If I just want to get rid of everything and just have it full screen, I can do that. I can do the same sort of thing with a menu, so make the screen even bigger. Just get rid of the menu, and then you've just got everything there complete full screen, and click again and brings the menu back.
Awesome.
Right, so the top left widget there, which has got your circles in, which is probably the one that you'll always be looking at on a daily basis, gives you a complete snapshot of any period you like. So it's defaulted to today. It tells you the last update, and it updates now approximately every 30 seconds. It will do an update.
Wow.
And bring in, if you've got a new order, it will bring in a new order and update all of these widgets with the new order. So from the left, you've got your profit, and that's today's profit. £25.41 is your profit on sales, and the amount underneath, the 37% there, is the same representation of the dark circle going around here, which is 37% of that full circle, is based on the profit today based on the profit from the previous period. So if you're looking at today, it's comparing your profit to now to yesterday's profit. So you're at the moment we're 37% of yesterday's profit. The same with the sales on the next one. That's total sales today. And that's 46.5% of yesterday's sales. And again, the dark circle is covering at 30.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, that middle one's more interesting or very interesting, because so basically we're at something like 10 to 12, and that's 46%. So you're halfway through the day, and you've done kind of halfway through the sales. I always write off sort of midnight to 4 a.m. because most people are asleep.
Yeah.
But you're basically on track to match or slightly better what you did yesterday. Is that the right way to read that data?
Correct. Yeah, correct. And that is, yeah, exactly. Compare it to the previous period. So if it's today, you're comparing it to yesterday. And again, 15 units so far, which is 34% of yesterday so far. Again, the dark circle just gives it in a picture form. And you can see that on the bottom, we go through on the bottom here, this graph here, you can see this day here. Yeah. Compared to yesterday, you're getting there. You're almost like 46.5% on yesterday. And again, the ROI, you've got 2 percentages here, but it's the same thing. You've got your current ROI is 24% on today's sales, which is 80% of yesterday's ROI. So our ROI for the whole day yesterday was better. It was probably around about 30%. And you can change your period by simply clicking on the 3 vertical dots up there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So today we just said that at the moment, you can go to yesterday.
So if you're now in yesterday, those percentages underneath are comparing it to the day prior to that.
Exactly. So now I'm in yesterday, it's now comparing, those percentages are now comparing to the day previous to yesterday. So as I was saying, so we were 30% ROI yesterday, we were 24% today, so that's why we were 80% of yesterday's ROI.
Can you drill that out? Because that's a bit weird. That's a bit kind of confusing to be better than yesterday, which was better than the day before. Can you bring it out to like 30 days or something to give you a little bit more data?
Right. So you do last 7 days.
Ah.
So your last 7 days now is comparing against the 7 days prior to that. So that's saying that our profit is up 129% of the profit of the week before.
Perfect.
So it's increased. It's actually increased by 29.1%. So it's 129% more. And again, the sales themselves are, very much the same sort of figure. So you get keeping constant figures. It's 21% up. The profit is 29% up. So we're selling higher prices. Perhaps that's why the profit's up. Units, we've sold just like 115% more or 15% more units, and ROI is roughly the same at 28%. So it's 107.7% from yesterday. So we're always comparing against the previous period. So again, if I do 30 days, or was that 30 days? That was 30 days. No, that was a week. Sorry. So that now from 30 days is comparing against the 30 days prior. So it's comparing virtually all of October, which virtually all of September. So those 30 days.
But that can give you a bit of skewed data. If you're sort of halfway through a month, that'll give you won't give you accurate data, will it? How do you check if you're on schedule with where you were last month?
Right. So there you got now the month to date. Now everything else, what I've said before, is that it compares to the current period with the same period previous to that, apart from month to date. Month to date is comparing the month so far, so where we are, October 28th now, to the whole of the previous month, which is September. So on the 28th, I think we're 80% profit.
And we've got 3 days left selling.
Yeah. So that's, there's a good chance it's going to be pretty much the same sort of profit. So 80% of the previous month. And you can also do lifetime, which I won't do just here, and you can pick your own dates by custom. You've got your calendar dates. You can do from the 1st of August, for instance, to end of September, and then it's not showing up because of the submit.
So again, play around with this and choose different dates and things. They can't break it or ruin it or do anything to it. It will just, they can play around.
What I say to most users when they're talking to me about how to use any software, including STK, is click anything. Click it. If you see those 3 dots anywhere, click them and see what it does. And then you see the menu, click the menu. Play around. You cannot break a single thing on STK. Just try everything out. There's nothing to input, nothing to change. It just gives you information. There are some settings, but we'll go into that another day. And you've got your cogs, which are the backbone of being able to give you your proper profit figures.
Awesome. So let's have a look at the next panel. What's the one, or do you want to do the bell at the top? What would you like to? Okay,
the bell is just all your notifications. Now, I've got 383 here. I would like to see none or 3 or 4 to deal with every day, but I'll leave these here for demonstration purposes. So there are all sorts of different types of notification that you can get. You can delete them individually. If you click on one, it will take you to that issue. So for instance, if I clicked on reconciliation issue, it would take me to the reconciliation page and search for that SKU, and so you can see what issue there is. Also, when you click on any notification, it automatically copies the SKU to your clipboard, so you can use that SKU then for pasting anywhere else.
Oh, that's really good. So on the reconciliation issue, that one just says reconciliation issue. There's one further down which says reimbursement overdue. What's the difference? Because same building sign.
So reconciliation issue is where you've sent in 20 items. There's 19 available, and that's it. There's nothing else. I mean, we'll go deep dive onto reconciliation another day, but it's basically saying, hey, there's something's gone wrong here. There's an item missing from your inventory, and Amazon haven't reconciled and said, hey, no, you've got 19 available and you've got 1 in damaged. There's no sight of that one item missing. Sometimes they clear themselves up. It can be a timing issue, but again, we'll go on to that on another day. But the reconciliation, something's gone wrong. There's an item gone missing. It may clear up overnight. Reconciliation process happens once every 24 hours.
Okay.
Then you've got reimbursements overdue, which is something you really want to get onto. You click on that, and again, this is basically saying that you've gone over 30 days, or if it's a damaged item, or 45 days if it's a customer non-return, and Amazon have not reimbursed you. So you need to go in to the reimbursements and raise a case.
So you're not going to get that money now because Amazon's time has passed. They haven't picked it up. So it's just gone into the black hole of Amazon. And unless you address that process, you won't get that money back. Is that right?
Correct. You have to now go and ask for reimbursement. And how these fall out, no one ever knows. But Amazon are very bad at doing getting their reimbursements all correct. They're pretty good. I'd say that like 95% of reimbursements you do get without having to raise a case. But there are many occasions where you need to raise a case.
Perfect.
There's no point raising the case for where it said earlier a reconciliation is issue, because it's not up to the 30 days or the 45 days. This is what you need to look out for: reimbursement overdue. As soon as it becomes overdue, then you can raise a case. There's no point raising a case before that.
Perfect. And is there a different one with a T sign that I tend to look out for?
Right. So Amazon are great at changing your listing. So you may well send in a pack of 10 cornflakes, and you send in your bundle, and it's all 10s, and then somebody changed the listing. We will never find out how they changed the listing, and the bundle changes to 20. And so you've already sent in 5 bundles of 10. The title's now changed to 20, and if your items sell, then your customer's going to be like annoyed, they want a refund, and then you're going to get problems with Amazon and all sorts. So you're going to get a heads up. If the title has changed, you need to go in and make sure that title, there's nothing about that title that's changed that's going to change your listing, your offer.
So
a lot of the time it doesn't.
Sorry, Norm, does that pick up anything? So it doesn't. So maybe it could pick up just a new keyword that's been added. It's not always something.
It's not always that. It could say Kellogg's cornflakes, and then somebody puts in Kellogg's fantastic cornflakes, which is not allowed to. But you know what I mean? It will see that as a difference. It's not necessarily the bundle size that's changed.
Don't panic.
But there are times, and we've had it, where it says, you've sent in your Kellogg's cornflakes, and it's actually changed. It is Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to check that, because the titles have changed the product in the past. We've definitely had the actual product has changed, not just the bundle size.
Perfect.
So you're going to get all sorts of information.
Sorry. Click on that T. Does that take you to see the change?
Yeah, again, you click on that, it will take you to it. Should we do that? Let's do it.
Yes, do it.
You click on it, it'll take you to the inventory item. Let's get rid of that. And then you'll click on the full menu. It's a little bit slow because we're using TeamViewer. It's coming up on my PC to my right.
No data,
and then you'll have title changes. Now, the reason we're not seeing any title changes on here is because we're using a demo. And so when I clicked on the actual notification, it had a different SKU number to what's actually here. We've got demo SKU. So this SKU is not the demo SKU. And so it's showing a difference. So I can't actually show you in action, but you will see it at some point on your own account, your own business account. You will definitely get them from time to time.
Oh, okay. So at the top, there's a new item that's sold. So so those percentages have all changed. If anyone is keen on detail, it shows it's live and up to date. So what other boxes have we got? We've got a sales last 30 days with a percentage above it. What's that one about with the bar chart?
Right, here's your bar chart. So this shows you your sales over that 30-day period, the last 30 days. Again, you've got exactly the same customization here. You can change it to yesterday. or whatever you want, last 7 days. And what you'll notice is that when I do it on this, on any of the other individual widgets here, it only changes that particular widget. Whereas when I did it on the top widget, it changed all of them to the same period. So this here, it will match here. If I do this for 7 days first, and this is 7 days, so you'll see here, if I highlight that, it's showing.
Oh, okay.
So, well, yeah, you've got your 7 days. This, you added it up, obviously will come to that amount there. So what you've got here, it's showing you today so far, which you saw earlier, so the 27th of the 10th, profit 21.41, 15 units, and sales of 275. So you can quickly see what happened yesterday, the day before that, just by highlighting. And again, you can do that for the last 30 days.
So is the box next to it the same, but in sort of data, in numerical data?
This box here, so I'll tell you what it is actually the box underneath here, this one, the sales last 7 days. That again matches this up here. That there, if I do 7 days, is that all there matches now at the top, this chart here, 7 days, and this chart here. So it's got exactly the same figures as that as there. So it's just more of a breakdown. So you can see your sales and your COG and your shipping costs and your fees and your VAT and your ROI, which is all matches all those. You just got a little bit more of a breakdown.
That's awesome. And then you've got other FBA fees, slightly to your right. Oh, so that's where it figures in your transportation. So it knows how much you spent on UPS.
Yes. So in the last 7 days, there's been £25.23 on spent on, or we've been charged £25 of for sending stuff in using Amazon's UPS. You've got a removal fee there, so any item that comes up as defect or expired, we always get them removed. We send them back to us because we can get rid of them or use them ourselves. We never leave them for Amazon to destroy.
Perfect. And then the profit and loss on the last 7 days, what's that? Because that looks similar. Right,
so profit and loss 7 days, that's your business. That is now your business. So what you've got on here, you've got your profit on sales, which is 36825, and that 36825 is like we saw up here in the top widget. So that's that amount. Then what comes off of that is all the total of the other FBA fees, and the FBA fees here, the total of that 25,
so if you used advertising as your private label, or if you had, I don't know, some other fees in there.
Well, yeah, let's change it. Let's change it to 30 days, and we'll see some more stuff in there. There you go. Disposal fees, storage fees, subscription. That's your monthly subscription. Long-term storage. You know, there's everything. Advertising.
Oh, that's brilliant. And it automatically works it all out and breaks it all down for you. You don't have to do it.
It's all broken down. There's your total at the top, 273 for the last 30 days. I've had other FBA fees, which are not your sales fees. Those sales fees are already been included over here. So there's your sales and your sales fees there. Sales fees have been for just shy of £4,500. But you've got on top of that, you've got another £273 of transportation and disposal fees, storage and all that.
Perfect.
And so your total profit, then you've got your profit on your sales, 1,300. Then you've got your other FBA fees. So that refers to that. That refers to this. And then you've got profit on reimbursement. So every time you get a reimbursement, you may have paid like £10 for something, and hopefully Amazon will give you more than £10, £12, £13, whatever they think the item's actually worth. So you should still be making profits, sometimes some losses, but you still should be making profits on your reimbursements. And that's something that's always left out.
Sure, I'm a really big believer in the fact that if you use STK properly, you will make more in getting your reimbursements back than the cost of the software. So obviously, as you said, this is test data, but I personally get back about £80 plus per month of reimbursements that Amazon have passed their deadline. So that's it. So in that example, you've literally made more than the cost of subscription. So it's a really good way to make sure STK.
Exactly, absolutely. And to be fair, some of those reimbursements are not reimbursements that are overdue, which I've collected yet, because I've still, you know, there are still, although a lot of this is demo stuff, it's actually a live account. So everything you're seeing, some of the stuff is like the screw up there is demo screws. That's not actually real, but some of the figures are real. So that I haven't, because I want to leave this open for demonstration of the reconciliation process. I've got lots of reconciliation overviews which I have not even touched yet.
Wow. So I hear, I mean,
a lot more than that.
A bit, but I hear stories of people who, when they first download STK and they go back over 3 months of data, I hear stories of people getting back like £200-300. Is that actually possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Had a guy join 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he managed to get £300 back on his first day of STK.
Wow, that's like a whole year's worth of STK subscription. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was some good money. Wow. Okay, so I think we're going to go into reimbursements a bit when we do a deep dive on all the side panels. So I deviated, my fault.
That's great. Oh, we did. I don't think I mentioned this one yet. But this is again self-explanatory. So you've got, you know, again the same. The period you can change with the 3-dot menu, and you've got the total up top there, which again matches the widgets, the circles on the top, because they're all set for 30 days. But then you have your breakdown for all your EU marketplaces. Now this may be new point coming up with Brexit soon. So, but some people will be using, I believe it's called MCI and Pan EU. So it will still apply to those. But for some of us, it could be that we're not going to be selling in Europe for a while. But here's the hoping that it doesn't go away.
True, but even if it did, so you could look back on the historical data. So on the 31st of January, when it's all done, if it is done, you could still look back and see what you sold in Germany last year, for example. It doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly, it's the same thing. So you can just do custom dates and enter, and then you'll get everything you need. So again, the chart below that, this one here, is a picture form of the top one. So again, it's by day. So again, you can hover over. Now the different colors are the different marketplaces.
Oh, wow.
The reason it just changed to 7 days is because it's got a timeout. So it goes back to its default settings after a few minutes. So it doesn't keep asking the server for 30 days. So it goes back to, so it's easy to see on this 7 day. Each one of those colors, if you hover over, so that darker color is UK, and then the lighter blue then is Germany, and then that will be France, and then very thin up there is Spain. And then if there was anything in the Netherlands or Sweden, they'd be showing us different colors on here.
Oh, so, okay. Confession, I've only ever sold in the UK, so it's not something I see on my screen.
Well, as you can see, it's going to be quite damaging because, you know, what, 40% of our profits are from from the EU, so it'll be damaging for our business. So we're going to have to like change things, aren't we? Just like
I think there's a lot of people
just concentrating on the UK. We've all got to make that transition. So. And this is a very useful one. This one, top sellers by profit last 7 days. So you've got here the very top one, and it's by profit. So in other words, the very top one is made the most profit. The most profit has been this item here. Of 22 units, so we've made 44.
So that's sold 22 units in the last 7 days?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So, and then you can just scroll down and you've got them going down in order of profit size. There's not much else there. We are going to be adding a new analysis screen for orders, so you can do a lot more, and it will show you you know, you can drill down by SKU, drill
So I
down
think
by
that's a really
date.
useful panel for new beginners who maybe only have 20 or 30 SKUs. They can see really quickly which ones are their best sellers to go and rebuy and replenish those ones
Yeah,
if possible.
exactly, and
That's
it
a
gives
really quick view.
exactly, and it's great. But to have it by 7 days, which is the default setting, it is pretty a good setting because it's telling you like up to date what's happening in 7 days. It's not generally very useful for today because yeah, you want to put it on today to see what happened today, but it's not going to give you an overall view. I mean, today could be, you know, a special day that this sold too, and
Yeah.
generally it never sells anything. So, I mean, so again, you've got exactly the same period, so you can do it on 30 days if you want to, or whatever.
So what I'm getting from this is that you can do whatever you want. So if you're a big picture person, you just want to see, look, how's this month going, you can do that. But if you really want to deep dive into the minutiae of the detail and get like, you compare this to that and that to the other, you can really sit there and do as much or as little as you want with this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is great. This is great for like looking around and seeing how your business. This is, like I said, an absolute snapshot of your business in every single way. There's a piece missing, which is your other expenses, but they will be added to this very soon once expenses is complete. In fact, if you're watching this, the expenses may well be already complete, but that's coming, and then you'll have everything. Everything will be here that you need.
This, you can basically run your Amazon business from this screen. You can know your numbers from literally from this screen. It's really good.
This is exactly, you've got to know your numbers, and this tells you absolutely everything.
Because there are people out there who maybe are new to STK or about to subscribe to it, and you think this particular item's like selling loads and making loads of money, and you actually realise it's not. And also there's other items which you don't think sell very often, but you might get a nice surprise and see that actually it's one of the top sellers. I think you actually need to see it. Yeah,
exactly. So sometimes it is, you know, how your brain works. You think you always sold one of them today, always sold another one of them today, and you think that's your best seller, but it's not. You know, you then look and say, well, actually, it's like number 5 on sales by profit, and so then you can make a decision. Well, yeah, anything that makes a profit is worth having or worth selling. But sometimes, you know, you can turn around and say, well, if I buy that again, great, but I could invest my money in the top seller that's showing for last 3 days.
see, I'm a bit. I'll confess. I get married to my first items. I still sell my very first replenishable. It's probably not profitable anymore, but I can't let go. And then also the items I like. So things I like in my life. So if I don't particularly like something, then I won't think I favour it. But this is where where the data doesn't lie. So it literally strips down all of the human kind of favourites and dislikes and just gives you your data. And it's a really good point to be objective.
Absolutely. I've just come to the last widget that's on here today. There will be more widgets added. I've got plans for lots more different to come on here. One being a quick orders, your last orders, and maybe a skip through of orders. So you like the top widget where you can just do left and right to look at the last few orders. But that's all on the plan. This last one, inventory by category. This is all your inventory that's currently at Amazon or on its way to Amazon. So as you're available, you're inbound. There's items that Amazon put in transfer that's going from one FC to another FC and processing. Your customer orders, and then you've got your unfillables, your expired, defective, and stuff. So what you've got there is your number of units. So if I look here, I've got 10 units in expired. Their cost for that was 41.08. The resale is 41.08, and the reason why that's 41.08 is not so it doesn't show a profit or loss in here, because what's actually going to happen, like I said, they'll get sent back to us, and if they're chocolates that we can use for Christmas and they're still in date, they'll be used for Christmas.
Well, none of your friends and family are watching this.
And then we get a lot of our defective inspired stuff that we bring back. Very rarely do they go in the bin. They'll get sold. We put them on Facebook and we get people turning up the door picking up stuff that's just because it's got a damaged box and Amazon don't like it. And people love that. So the top one here, the all, that's just the total of everything below it, and that's just saying that we've got in total a cost of £9,000, a resale value of 19 grand, a potential profit. And why the reason it says potential profit, because prices are going up and down. The repricers moving things around all the time, but it's a potential profit of roughly around that, just under 3 grand, and an ROI of 30%, which is kind of like, you know, what our stable ROI tends to be.
Yep.
Some people have a lot higher, some people have a lot lower, but that's bang on. So that will tell you exactly every day, this is your stock take. That's your stock take on a daily basis. You can't look back or look forward on this. That's just what it is as of today.
That's really interesting. So, there's a lot of things that are going on. If you can scroll back down there, Norm. There's a lot of things going on at the moment that's quite new to Amazon, which may or may not be resolved as you watch this video. But one of the new things currently is the stranded.
Oh God!
Amazon, when you send your box in, it used to just go in and it would be under the inbound side and it would all be lovely. Now, for some reason, they stick almost everything in stranded. And then it unstrands itself when the box lands. None of us know quite why or how, but there's a lot of panic because people think the items have gone missing. So I've noticed this is a new column at the bottom, and it's just to kind of don't panic. I just want to raise that to say don't panic. 96 items, 95 of them will probably reappear as and when the box has been checked in. So you may think you've lost £1,300 of stock, but 99% of the time you really haven't.
No, that's right. The stranded thing is getting on my nerves, and I've had a few goes at SellerToolKit.
Yeah, you can't fix it.
About it. We've got probably with loads of other people saying this is an absolute dumb idea. Who thought of this?
I don't even know why.
You only get 1 or 2 items like a month that go stranded, you know. So
the point I'm making is that if you don't look at this by inventory very often, and you see emails coming from Amazon, or you look in your Seller Central, if you keep an eye on this inventory, you'll see that it's almost always the same. So you've always got stuff inbound, you've always got stuff on transfer, it's always processing, it's always ordering. So your numbers shouldn't really change. You will always have stranded stuff. It's just a bit of a shock when you first see it, if you're not using STK.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you notice on the notifications that I showed you earlier,
they're all stranded.
Loads of stranded in there. Where you used to get 1 or 2, and now this is just getting silly. And to be fair, I need to take this notification off because it doesn't mean the same thing as it used to mean.
Yeah.
Because before, with stranded, it was you need to do something. You need to get in touch with Seller Central, but there's nothing to do anymore. It's just so I need to get rid of that notification because it's just building up and causing yourselves, or all of us, to have to mark it as read and delete and whatever. So.
Yep. Well, that's the thing about Amazon. It's an always changing thing. So if we filmed this in like 2 months' time, there'd be something else new, and the suspended would have resolved itself.
Yeah.
It's forever changing.
Well, I've just seen that another sale just come through. This top right widget here has just changed, and there's a new piece that we put in just recently. This in the bottom right there, which is inventory remaining. So normally it would say you've got available 10 and inbound 20 or whatever, but now right here you can see, look, that was the last item we sold, so it's now out of stock. So it's just at a glance to see, well, it should never go out of stock unless it's something you've never replenished, because you should be always replenishing. So if this particular item has gone out of stock, it's probably we can't buy it anymore, or whatever the reason is, it's now out of stock. So but you get, every time a new sale comes up, it tells you where you are in your stock at the moment.
It's really interesting to see it happen live. It's like a working real live example. It's really interesting.
Yeah. It's nice to see sales coming in, but I'll just reiterate, if you use this on your phone and you're thinking like Amazon app or any other app that you have to keep putting it down to refresh, you don't have to do that. There's no need to, because that just refreshes the code. It refreshes automatically every 30 seconds. I think it's 30 seconds. It might be less than that now. But it's roughly 30 seconds, and there's no need to cool down. Just have a look, wait for 30 seconds if you want to wait, and if nothing happens, it just means that you didn't make a sale in those last 30 seconds. But you'll see this timer here, 23:21. It may change in a few seconds, and it will go to 51 if it's 30 seconds. So that's.
So you can as I said, you can literally run your business from here. So you should be able to spot really.
Yeah, I just went to 51 there. Sorry.
That's right. So you can spot really good things, trends that are happening. So the last 7 days was 22% up, great, you know, but the last 30 days were down. So, you know, you can be careful not to get too tied into detail, because Amazon is, you should never look at Amazon in a week. It's almost like at least quarterly. It's a big picture thing. So don't get tied up if you have an amazing month, or if you have a terrible month. There are 2 months of the year which are particularly bad historically for most people. So don't get tied into, you know, good or bad data. Broaden it out a little bit, but this is a brilliant place to spot anything that you want to replicate or address.
Indeed. There you go, the business page.
It's right. Awesome. So we will continue with our little series. We will get going through all of the sidebars, and also, as Norm does some brilliant updates, we will keep coming back to this and updating you with new stuff that comes out. But for now, I'll say thank you very much. That's a really, really good overview of the dashboard. Are you going to let me have a link to offer people a free trial, Norm?
Yes.
Yes.
You have your link. Yes, and put it on that post.
I'll put this underneath the post. My link will give you 14 days of a free trial. You can literally play about, I think everything it works except for the reconciliation. So you can have a play about, see where your numbers are, and then I think you get, currently, it's not an offer forever, but currently you get 20% off of the standard subscription price if you use my link. Perfect, brilliant. So I'll say thank you very much for now, and we will speak to you very soon and go through the next of the tabs. Thanks,
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.